The opposition leader has steered the conversation back to his safe space this morning, and it is a weakness for the Labor government: national security. Peter Dutton is considering a referendum on dual citizens who are found guilty of crimes such as terrorism. Joining us is the independent Senator Jacqui Lambie for her thoughts on this. So how do you feel about another referendum, this one on deporting dual citizens guilty of crimes such as terrorism? Jacqui?
Oh, absolutely. I'd love to be able to deport those dual citizens. There's no doubt about that. I just, to be honest with you, Pete, this sort of come out yesterday afternoon, and I really need to get some legal advice on this, because that's not what the former legal advice I've been told. We can actually change it by a bill through Parliament, and we're not doing it properly. So I just want to know, when did Peter Dutton bring those former retired judges to the table and discuss the best way around this? Because I just don't know why we need to go to a referendum, which is, by the way, going to cost millions. It'll become toxic, and it just seems to me, OK, this is his... Has he got nothing else to sell for the election, mate? Because honestly, if this is the best thing he's got to sell, and we're 6 or 7 weeks out from an election, then blow me over. This is not going to win you, not going to win him votes.
Do you think it
would
be toxic?
To be honest with you, the cost of living, it's all about the cost of living.
Yeah. Just on that point of toxicity,
I just find it real. I struggle.
Wouldn't most people want terrorists who are dual citizens to be punted out?
Yeah, sure they do, but they had 9 years. They were 9 years in government and they didn't take care of this, and now it's important. I just don't think we need to go to referendum. I want to get that legal advice. I've got retired judges out there that I speak to, that I've got on speed dial, and I want an opportunity for the next 24 hours to go back over this again, because I just don't think we need to do this. I think we can change the laws, and the laws can be changed in Parliament, which is much more, which is good. You get much more economic value and can be done much quicker, and therefore you won't have the whole community hoo-ha out there.
So are you suggesting here that this might be somewhat cynical after a couple of bad polls for Peter Dutton to steer the conversation into safer territory?
I just thought it was worse when we were going through the Middle East, when we had all our blokes over there in the Middle East for that 20 years. We were really feeling the heat out there, we were really feeling the heat out there, and what that Middle East war was doing and tearing us apart in this country, and those dual citizens here that we already had, and yet I just don't understand. There must be a better way of doing this. I don't know why we need to spend a couple of $100 million to go through a referendum. I just need advice on that, and I'm going to take that advice over the next 48 hours. OK, so, I mean, you might just refer me to your previous answer here. Why wouldn't the current laws be working? Well, this is my whole point, and I usually say to them, why do you keep losing the Australian government solicitor, mate? They're not the experts in this. Just because the taxpayer pays for the Australian government solicitor, the ones that actually like to try and take us out over the robo-debt, try and take veterans out and take them on our courses, these are not experts. Australian government solicitors in the Attorney General's office, the National Attorney General's office, they're not the experts. We need the retired judges that have worked this in a long time and been in this position, and I would rather hear what they've got to say and what changes can be made in our laws that we currently have. Because that's not what's being done.
So look, he's not rubber stamping a referendum here. He's only saying that, look, this is just something that should be considered. But here we are, we're having a conversation about it. As an aside to that, Tony Abbott has said, look, the citizenship test needs to be strengthened. So it's all part of this conversation. Do you at the very least think the citizenship test needs to be strengthened?
I think the citizenship test needs to be strengthened. I think that who we let in this country needs to be strengthened. We need to be targeting. We don't need more taxi drivers. What we need is workers in construction. What we don't need is more dog walkers out there. We need to target better on who comes in this country, and we keep saying this year in, year out, and we haven't been doing a very good job on that, and I think we need to be a lot more judgmental on who walks in here and who gets to stay.
OK, so how would you toughen the citizenship test? You got any ideas on that?
Well, that's the whole thing about bringing people, whether it's a 3 or 5 prolonged approach. What we need to do is we need to be able to, if you're not a good dual citizen here, we need to be able to get rid of you within 24 hours. And I think we all want that. We all want that answer. But what is the answer, and how do we do this, and what's the best way forward in doing it, and what's the quickest way, mate, to be honest with you? Because we're on a timeline. I do believe that.
If there was going to be another referendum, was there another topic that you would choose?
For a referendum, I don't look forward to a referendum. I mean, no one's talking about referendums out in the street, mate. They're doing it really, really tough. They're
true.
certainly not talking about this. They want to know what they're doing about their power prices. You know, that's a real big killer out there. We have thousands of new homes coming up on the drawing board, Pete. And tell me why we're not putting solar on all of them. Why isn't the Labor Party doing that? Why are they putting solar on 50,000 of these new houses?
Sure. No, I think there's probably still a fair bit of fatigue, referendum fatigue from the last one. We'll leave it there, Jacqui, though. Good to see you. We'll chat again soon. We'll